when I started listening to him, I could tell it was the original recordings because he hasn't been
Yeah.
with us for a long time. He died in 72.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So
I was,
if
I
you
was born.
if you start
But go ahead.
seeing, before I was born, if you start
Jeez.
seeing some clips from him that are recent, people have taken his voice and created content similar to what he used to do using AI.
Wow.
Yes. So it sounds like him and everything that he does, but it's AI. All right, you are listening to or watching the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast with Tony and Trae. What's going on?
Not much, buddy. Happy belated birthday.
I appreciate it. I definitely
But,
feel it.
just same old, as I always say. Just take care of the family.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Get it. Man, a lot going on in the world, of course, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But I just want to, talk about, I've seen some missed opportunities, and just, I never understand why people make the mistakes that they make.
Oh, you want to?
Or when it comes to an opportunity, you may have something and you screw it up, or you don't take the opportunity by doing the right thing or just pursuing whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So for me, I'll start with, like, excuse me, to a lot of people, I know you don't watch sports, so you're not really into this, but Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, they had the NFL draft last week, and he ended up going in the 5th round, which is pretty low for a talented kid like Deion's son Shedeur was. There's a lot of people who were sitting back mad and upset and saying, oh, they did him dirty, they did him wrong. But the thing is that what people are not talking about is he had an opportunity to really showcase his skills, not be cocky, and be prepared for interviews. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Right.
So like he could have probably ended up going the top, maybe let's say first, second round, where he would have gotten some decent money and opportunity to really play, to now he's fighting for a roster spot. So it's just things like that where it's like literally just an attitude adjustment, right? Just like, okay, being humble, going in prepared, going through the process like anybody else, regardless of who your daddy is and what kind of history have you got with the league, and doing the right thing for yourself to prove yourself that, I'm worthy to be here, versus thinking that, okay, well, because of who my dad is, here I am, I'm going to be good regardless. You know what I mean? So just stuff like that as far as like missed opportunities, because now he literally may not even be in the NFL long because of his attitude.
Because of his attitude?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wow. Because me and my husband was actually talking about that this weekend. We was wondering why he haven't got picked yet.
That's part of the main reason why, is because of the attitude. I think at the end of the day, when you look at, an actual job interview, for the most part, you try to go and prepare, they ask some of the same questions. So you try to, prepare for the questions they're going to ask about previous experience and things like that.
Right.
And for the most part, most people are usually pretty nervous going to those scenarios versus being cocky, like, oh yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, obviously if you going in for a situation where it's you're an accountant and you're pretty good at accounting. Yeah, I mean, of course you're going to talk about those things, but to go in like, okay, well, you're going to fail if you don't hire me. You know what I mean? Like that kind of attitude.
Yeah,
like, Like that was really wild to me. So Like, how do you feel about something like that where you look at, maybe some people that maybe have had opportunities, maybe they had talent, but never capitalized on it because of a personal thing they went through.
I know quite a few people. Whew, and actually in that same well, jeez, don't y'all judge me out there. Now, are we talking about basketball or football? I don't know. What? I mean, what do he play? Basketball, football?
Who was this?
I don't know.
Oh, Shedeur Sanders
Yeah,
is football.
football. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know. I'm just saying, Um, but well, for the ones that I know that have lost opportunities theirs was in basketball, but theirs because they injured themselves, and they are. I'm not gonna say they are great players. And I had a chance to talk with 2 of them, and one of them I had encouraged them to, why not just, continue to finish school, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe I'm not really familiar with all this stuff, but I was like, "Well, maybe you could be like oh god, a coach." You know? So my thing is, even though you might have missed your opportunity to go into pro or go into the NFL or to go college ball, whatever this stuff, but I don't know all these lingos, y'all. I'm just being honest. So even though you might have missed your opportunities for those different stages, to me, you can still find something in those arena that's still dealing with sports that you could do. You know. So to me, yeah, I missed out on that, but at the same time, I wouldn't count everything as an L. That's just my thing. I would learn the lesson of it all. But when you injure yourself and there's, what was it, ACL, 'cause they tore their
Oh, yeah, yeah.
ACL.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when stuff like that happen, what can you do, And I understand people do have big dreams, to wanna be in these, different types of spaces, and so I get it. Yet, you still have an opportunity to take your same skills somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So let's not get discouraged. I get it, because I wanted to be a track star. I really did. Because I love to run. So it's not like I don't get it. I get it. But when I had my child, I thought all hope was gone, but not thinking that after I had her, I could have just got myself together and boom, went back into the track field. But
Mhm.
I wasn't thinking. So to me, it's also too being aware of who you're surrounded by when you're going through these moments. But like in his situation, remember when my husband was talking about it, we thought maybe the father had something to do with it, because he was saying that, he ain't gonna play for certain teams if he don't allow him. Like he had the cards and nobody. So I thought maybe nobody didn't pick him because of all that, from what me and my husband talked about. But other than that, back to what I was saying, keep trying, buddy.
That plays a
But
small
yeah,
part on
huh?
the daddy. 'Cause at one point, they did say that they wanna play for certain teams or whatever, and that they would just,
Yeah.
refuse to go and try to get traded somewhere else, whatever the case may be, so that might have
Mhm.
played a factor too, if teams were scared to draft him, knowing
Right.
that he might not wanna go to that city and play there.
Right.
What you were saying, like, you're absolutely right, like, there are other opportunities where you could coach, um, and be in the building to help out some capacity.
Yeah.
Even with that being said, as far as injuries, though, depending on the severity of it, you could still, like, for basketball, for sure, you can go. You got the G League, which is like a minor league, basketball for the NBA. Then you got
Right.
overseas. I mean, plenty of teams overseas,
Right, right,
where you
right.
can make decent money. I mean, it might not be millions of
Yeah.
dollars, but, you could
Right.
carve out six figures easy if you're good
Right.
enough. At least playing a game that you love. So, I mean, it's just, capitalize on opportunities like that and
Right.
not getting discouraged, but getting to make it to the big time, so to speak,
Right, right,
and
right,
just and
right.
just
Which I
look at
understand that when kids play in school like that, that's their ultimate goal. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I was telling this one individual, which they begin to realize now, they was like, because they begin to teach little kids at the Y. So they was like, now I saw what you were saying, and teaching them. I should have continued to pursue, you know, because all hope wasn't gone.
Mm-mm.
But they said since they didn't, they're gonna go ahead and do it in this way. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? So they can still do what they love and they can still teach others. You know, when I teach, you know, because they was boys, teach other young boys, you know, how to play, you know, how to play ball.
mm.
You know,
Which can
because
also,
I mean, there are other times you have to learn how to pivot. You have to.
mhm.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah, especially when you don't get an opportunity that you think you should have had.
right,
Um,
right.
you definitely had this
But some
felt.
people get stuck though. Some just stay stuck. Some stay stuck in what they have lost
Mhm, mhm.
and don't move on to you're just existing. Let me just put it that way. You're just basically existing. Yeah, you do enough just to get by and just to live. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still stuck on what you wish you would have had.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know,
That's
but
where, you gotta overcome, is states of depression, um,
right.
maybe beating yourself up, and instead of beating yourself up, just realize that, hey, life's not over, and just see what you
Mm-mm.
can get into for sure. So yeah, so that was one, just, and going back to what you said, like there's somebody I know right now that I work with, and she's really good at singing
Mm-hmm.
and could probably be out here making money performing, but like you said, she has a kid and no support system, it seems like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because, like, okay, you have a child, yes, that's priority, obviously. But with support, you can still go out here and perform and, make music or whatever you need to
Right.
do and try to, like, build that career. Cause I mean, the talent's there.
Mm.
But I see it a lot too. I mean, as a videographer, obviously I've done a lot of different things, as far as shooting
Yeah.
stuff. And you see people that have opportunities with, music or dance or whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden something happens and they just either stop doing it or never go back to pursuing it. And it's like, man, like you probably could have carved out a nice little,
Right.
career doing what you would love to do versus working a 9 to 5 had you just stuck down this
Right.
path.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, it's, mhm. But yeah, I just figure, like that's one story. This next one is a little bit more juicier. We won't touch on it too much because it's a little sensitive. So Shannon Sharpe is a former NFL player, and when he got done playing football, he ended up going to the TV side, doing gigs for CBS, Fox. Then he got let go from Fox to now he was on ESPN and he started his own podcast. Two of them, as a matter of fact, are really, really popular. And
Yeah.
you're talking about somebody that created opportunities. Um, and now all of a sudden I'm not gonna say he's gonna lose it all, but he's got
Wow.
2 rape allegations out there.
Wow.
Um, against the other skin complexion, which you know how that leads. But, not the same color,
Wow.
right? So you're talking. He literally was getting ready to sign a $100 million deal,
Mm.
and that may go away
Oh, this is
because
not true.
hopefully it's not. But I mean, obviously, when you have the other skin complexion, it's usually
Jeez.
taken pretty serious,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and normally it's hard to come back from it. Like you can come back from it,
Yeah.
but your name is tarnished a little bit. And it's just for me, like it's a missed opportunity by my thing is that dude, you could have had whoever you wanted. Like,
Yeah.
why are you gonna throw away like something and these opportunities he created? He
Mm.
created them. And you will miss out on probably I mean, his kids are grown anyways, but like the wealth that could just kind of kept going for
Right. Right. Right.
generations because of it, you know.
Mm.
And hopefully it's not for sure because you look at a situation like, you look at these people, you see them on these platforms, see them on TV, you don't, you think they're good people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you see like, well, wait, he did that for real?
Stop
Like,
playing.
Right. Like, he choked somebody on set when they weren't rolling cameras for real? Like,
Wow.
um, who knows? But, yeah, missed opportunity, like I say,
Yeah.
like, generational times 10 type wealth
Mm,
that you were
mm.
working on. So, um, I'm sure, like I said, you don't keep up with stories like that, and you probably don't know anybody that's done anything like that, have you? To that scale.
No way. Not to that scale.
Right. What about the church
No.
world, though? You're more active in the church world than me. Have you ever seen anything like this in the church world? Or there were opportunities where maybe a ministry could really flourish had there not been any kind of behind the scenes drama? Church got drama. Don't do that. Church got drama.
Yeah, we know the church has drama. What's your question again?
Just have you seen anything like that in the church? Where you may have seen that, somebody, a ministry may have flourished had it not been for whatever.
Uh, Jeez, man. I don't really remember it. I mean, there are a lot of stories out there, but the stories I know, they still flourished.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, if there are small churches of anything of that nature, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't follow those, but the ones that I did follow,
Mhm.
they didn't skip a beat
Mhm. Okay.
for whatever reason.
Mhm. Hmm.
Yeah. So,
I
hmm.
I think that church world's a different animal anyways because it's a lot of behind the scenes politics that goes on, and
Yeah.
a lot of times the people, regardless of what, will still follow the leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably a reason why. Um, Interesting. That's interesting for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, these are well-known leaders that I'm thinking about,
Mhm.
so yeah. Yeah.
It's different. Yeah, it's definitely different.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
different. Um, I think for me, as far as like opportunities, I could probably, and the thing is that I could still do whatever. It's not even like, like I said, life's not over or nothing like that. But I think by not advancing fast enough with the technology,
Mhm.
right? Because it shifted. When you look at content being created now, people for the most part are using the same cameras and the same platform, some of the same things.
Right.
And I wasn't really into all that. So like I do a lot of event videography. That's kind of where that's my niche, if you want to say. For example, like I've done a lot of weddings and church events and sporting events, and like everything was event based, plays and
Mhm.
things like that. So I think that's where my niche was. Whereas people now, content's being made on higher end cameras, and not so much
Yeah.
say you got to spend $10,000, but I should have probably still been advancing my technology to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I mean? So, um, and then just honestly and truthfully, and me and you both kind of struggle with this, is being more active on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm learning how to now, I know quite a few of them have it where you can, pre-post,
oh yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I be doing a little bit of that. I have been doing a little bit of that here lately because sometimes I just don't even get on there. So I just go ahead and pre-post it. I'll just go ahead and prep for the week, even if it's just my good morning post.
So, do you think you miss out on
So
opportunities to really capitalize on any potential business because you're not as active, or what?
say that again.
Like as far as like business opportunities, do you
Mhm.
think you miss out because you're not really as active or
Oh, I'm pretty sure I
responsive?
do. Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure I do, but right now that's not my focus. Even though I'm working on that, so it can be my focus,
Hmm.
but I have a lot to prioritize right now. So it's like as soon as I get focused, something happens and it just takes me off focus because that's more important for me right now. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I know I am because when I go back and look at it, it'd be like months later. I feel like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that?
Mm.
I was like, whoa,
Hmm.
it's too late now. This is
Hmm.
June. It was back in February.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, but I have though, So I'm trying to do better, at checking my stuff every. I mean, I do check my messenger every day. Now that I do. I check that every day. But as far as my actual Facebook posts, or my Facebook page, going back and following up, I'm very bad at that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
but even with my messenger, that's what made me, start keeping track and going over it, going through it, at least a couple times a day because I missed out on quite a few of opportunities
Really?
that I would love to have been a part of. Yeah,
Mm.
but it's okay. It'll come back around. That's one thing I'm a firm believer of. I might have missed that, but something else will circle back around. So I'm okay.
Hmm. They will. That's this
Yeah.
now to be more intentional, um,
Hmm.
to not only create but not miss those opportunities.
Yeah.
Um, so did you look at that link I sent you with Neville Goddard yet? A Goddard.
Yeah. I didn't listen. I didn't finish all of it though, but yes, I did.
What are your thoughts? And for the people that don't know who Neville Goddard is, he was a kind of a motivational speaker that talks about manifesting things into your life, and he used the Bible to accompany some of the things he was saying.
Hmm.
Um, and it's crazy because some of the things that I've done early in my career of videography and just in life came from me just kind of speaking into existence, literally just speaking, just talking about, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And then lo and behold, like I would be doing X, Y, and Z. So, but Neville Goddard, look him up. I mean, yeah, it definitely want to be something that can change your mindset and how you move forward to not miss opportunities. But what are your thoughts from what heard so far from him?
I mean, I
And
love it. It's something I'm practicing now because I do always have to catch myself, to not, you know, dig into that negative Nancy, and learn how to speak positive. I mean,
mhm,
I've been working on that for months now. So I mean, I absolutely love it. It is life changing,
mhm,
because I say I want to, tap into everything that God has for me. But I know my mindset has to change. And I know the way that I talk has to change. And then I also have to put that in action, So even if I don't see, I need to keep on moving until it comes, and not just, sit here and waddle and complain and grumble and all that crap, because it gets you nowhere, what I'm saying? So that it was really good. I really did enjoy it. So I said, I'm gonna go back and listen to it again because
no,
I
it's
am. I said I'm gonna even change my I am statement.
mhm,
I'm gonna go ahead and just start. I said I'm gonna put that in my phone so they'll fucking see it every day because I always get my phone. That's why I see my phone. So they'll fucking be able to see it every day. It's gonna be my little screenshot. So they'll fucking continue to into myself, which I do
yeah,
speak into myself, but I am is very powerful. So and
yeah, but
I really do believe who he has created me to be. I am beautiful. I am bold. You know what I'm saying? I am free. I am healthy. I am wealthy. So
mhm,
what you speaking to yourself is very important. That's something that I always, tell our church, death and life lies in the power of our own tongue. So what are you saying to yourself? What are you believing? You know?
mhm,
But I mean I
mhm,
loved it. I love it. I mean, and I really do believe it's gonna be very helpful in this season.
yeah,
What's
no,
your thoughts?
absolutely. No, it's just I've always kind of lived in that mindset of
Mm-hmm.
speaking things into
Yeah.
existence, but also just making sure I put the work behind it. I just think for
Right.
me, like you said, life kind of happens and it takes you off track. But for the most part,
Mhm.
listening to him has got me like, okay, because sometimes we do get caught up in, man, I don't see nothing happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause that's where I was. So it was actually an on time thing for me. You sitting there was really, it was on time. 'Cause I
Yeah,
was like, "Jesus Christ, Lord," you know? I was in my little negative Nancy moment.
yeah, and it's I mean, it's fine. I mean, we're looking for fast results sometimes, or
Right.
we're looking to see progress, and we may not see it. Like
Mhm.
he says, he's like, keep walking and keep moving as, you're already rich. And
Right, right,
that's
right,
just something
right.
we got to keep doing.
Which
I
is
mean,
something, I do anyway. Cause people be like, they think we live like the Joneses over here, and I be like, "Lord, I cannot wait to get what they see." So I'm not gonna change how I carry myself or how I walk, you know?
right.
So that's what I said. I absolutely love it, but it helped take me to another notch. You know what I'm saying? Tremaine, you need to get back to where you once was. Cause I
Mhm,
was, before when I first came to Greensboro, that's how I actually carried myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I had it all. But then once people began to say little stuff, and it began to eat at me, so that I began to change who I am to fit their environment. So now I'm working on undoing what was done. So therefore I get back into the environment that I am supposed to be in. Because I am a wealthy woman,
mhm.
you
Yeah,
know?
no. Um, and that's
From the
just it.
inside out. 'Cause that's what I define as wealth. Mind, body, and soul. I want to be whole, So I want to live a holistic life. So therefore I'm gonna go ahead and start with what I have. And while, everything else works itself out and things come to play, boom.
Mhm,
That's where I'm at right now. So I would say it was really good. It's really an eye opener. How you view yourself and how you view the things that are around you and how you view, those that are in your circle. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because I had to get on someone, I'm not gonna say who, what I'm saying, because if you're constantly around, someone who talks negative, it's gonna eventually rub off on you, So I had to muster up some strength and tell this individual, what I'm saying, we have to speak those things that be not as though they were, even though it feels like all odds are against us, it's not. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? What can we do to change it?
mhm. Yeah, you got to
So I
keep
mean,
pushing
I love
forward.
it.
Yeah, no, you got to keep pushing forward.
You have
Um,
to.
and no, yeah, that's just the biggest thing. It's just the thoughts, the things that you say, the actions, like they
Right.
all have to just like be consistent.
Right.
And regardless of what's going on, you might lose your job, you might end up in the hospital, you might do X, Y, and
Mhm.
Z as far as finances, and you have to start over again or whatever the case is. But even in the midst of all that, stay. I'm still gonna be prosperous. I'm still
Right,
going to get
right.
this. I'm still going to do that because the thing is that one thing that I've learned for sure, as far as being open minded, because you don't know where opportunity is going to come from. You just
You
don't
don't
know.
know. Yeah.
So, um, then you can miss
And
an
that was a good I
opportunity.
don't I don't mean to cut across you, but that was a
Mm,
good eye opener for me too. I said, "Man, you gotta get out your little bubble." As I always tell you, because I do stay in a bubble. I really do. And that's what's been eating at me, that I need to come out of my shell and
mhm,
come into the world where everything is at. It's safe, because He gonna lead and guide me. You know what I'm saying? So therefore he can bring that which he has for me. But as long as I stay in my little bubble and my little shell, I don't know what I'm gonna get out of it, because it's just be myself and out of there. I have to get out of my comfort zone and go into the unknown and begin to connect with those that he have for me. You know what I'm saying? So therefore he can open up these doors, because there are so many doors out there that are waiting for all of us, you know.
mhm,
But we have to, take the necessary step, prepare ourselves for it, do the meaning doing the work. As you first stated, stay busy, and hey, I really do believe once you do what you gotta do, it'll start coming. But
mhm.
go ahead.
It
Didn't mean to cut
will.
across you, brother.
No, you're good. No, that's the thing. Because a lot of times, you can get intimidated because you see other
Oh
people
yeah.
doing what you're doing. And like, well, there's no way in the world I could do what they're doing. Because
Oh
you think
yeah.
that, because they got that spot, that there's another spot out there for you,
Mhm.
so,
Right. My husband
but
reminds me about that all the time.
mhm,
He be like, "Don't you ever say you can't do the X, Y, and Z again." What I'm saying? We'll see certain stuff, and he be like, but anyway, go ahead, cause I don't.
But
Go ahead,
no,
go
I
ahead.
mean that's
You
just
know, he be
yeah,
encouraging me, so
that's good. I mean that's what you need. I mean you need to have somebody to help push you along when you're not even feeling it.
mhm.
So, but yeah, well, good. I'm glad you're listening to that. Back to what him. So when I started listening to him, I could tell it was the original recordings because he hasn't been
Yeah.
with us for a long time. He died in 72.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So
That was before
if
I
you
was born.
if you start
But go ahead.
seeing before I was born, if you start
Jeez.
seeing some clips from him that are recent, people have taken his voice and created content similar to
Mhm.
what he used to do using AI.
Wow.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it sounds like him and everything that he does, but it's AI.
Mm.
And people still like it though. People still love it. People are like,
AI is a
listen,
beast.
people,
Yeah,
people, people are like,
yeah.
listen, I know it's AI, but you still have to have that same mindset.
Right.
So,
Wow.
and yep, yep. And that goes another point. Like these AI tools, we're missing out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people are taking the time out to create content
Mhm.
to do what they need to do. Like to,
Yeah.
like somebody is eating off of this man's legacy, literally,
Right.
because he's getting hundreds of thousands of views daily.
Mm.
And he's not even here. So I'm like,
Wonder who getting these royalties.
but who's getting them? But yeah, so good stuff. But yeah, just whatever it is, guys, as far as, opportunities, just take the chance. Just whatever you gotta do,
Mhm.
be prepared. Um,
Right.
be confident for sure.
Yeah.
And just go for it. I mean, sometimes, don't let it opportunity go by because you feel like you're not worthy of it. Just take a chance. You never know. And it may not be this one. It might not be
Right.
this one. It may be the next one. But you don't know. So,
Yeah, a lot of people also are going through that imposter syndrome. They feel like they're inadequate. Because I know that's me. I always felt I was inadequate, unqualified, or I need more of this or need more of that, and always I'm just in hesitation mode, and this, that, or the third. I always just had someone. It was always something,
mm,
But don't allow what you feel like you need to gain more knowledge of anything, you know, just take that leap with what you already know, and just be honest and say, let me get back with you, or we could do this on another day, or, there's always something that you can do.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
instead of just sitting still and not doing anything,
Right.
not taking any moves,
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
because you're going to miss out on the opportunity every time.
Every
Always
time.
second
And then it'll
guessing,
be
always
the,
questioning, always, going through that fear,
mm,
you know what I'm saying? Stinking
coulda,
thinking.
coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Yeah. All
Coulda,
that good
woulda,
old stuff,
shouldas. So,
you know?
but yeah.
So,
So the missed opportunities. But yeah, it's all good. And it's never too late
it'll come
either.
back around.
It will come back around for sure.
Just
And
like those who play sports. They keep on practicing. And when do they practice? All the season. So when it's game time, they ready.
they
So
are
just keep
ready.
on. Just keep it up. Just keep doing what you gotta do. It's gonna come back around, and don't beat yourself up.
Mm-mm.
You
No,
know?
no, I think for the most part, if you don't try at all, then yeah,
Right.
but yeah, no, I mean, I've seen, like, for example, when, your daughter graduated, Kayla, right?
3
Uh,
years ago, but
yeah,
yes.
3 years ago, but I remember this very vividly. There was a lady
Yeah.
there that was probably about 70 years old.
Oh,
She
yeah. That
mhm,
inspires me all the time.
mhm. She walked the
Oh, yeah.
stage. She
It's
walked the
never too
stage.
late.
She was up there, and she was so
Never
excited,
too
she
late.
was so happy, and, I mean, that degree probably don't mean a thing, you know what I mean, as far as, like,
Right.
She's probably retired or
Yeah,
whatever the case
yeah,
may be.
yeah,
But
yeah, but still, it was a vision or it was a goal. It was a vision, a goal, something
mm-hmm,
she had always wanted to accomplish, and she didn't give up on herself.
not
She
at
probably had
all.
to wait till all the kids was grown, or
Mm-hmm,
who knows what type of lifestyle she had, but she still had that in mind, and she still accomplished what she
mm-hmm.
had set
Yeah.
her heart, set her heart to do.
So I'm
She didn't care how old she
actually,
was. Age ain't number the number. But go
you know
ahead.
what, I was thinking about like trying to figure out how I can get back into school.
Me too.
Because unfortunately, the world we live in, depending on what kind of opportunity you're looking for, they want that paper.
They
They they
sure
they,
do.
they want to see that. Oh, okay, you went to X, Y, and Z
Mm-hmm.
school or whatever. You got a bachelor's of this, that, and the third, and it's like, but I could do this with my eyes closed. I don't need
Right.
this.
Right.
So, I
Yeah,
don't
my
know.
son's been running into that problem too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Even though he's a sous chef, they've been asking for that degree. Cause he didn't finish school.
Oh, I thought he
No,
did.
he never finished. Mm-mm.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-mm. He never finished. He didn't think he needed to finish because he was learning everything on the job.
Mm-hmm.
And now he got what he wanted. He wanted to be a sous chef, and he got it without a degree.
Mm.
So I've been trying to tell him to go back, but he feels like he don't need it.
He's young. He
But
needs
he's
to.
but he's running into the same problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to. And I mean, like I said, I think about Cornell University, where I started to get my bachelor's at.
Mhm.
Reach out to them and just see if I'm still in the system, because it's been a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just kind of see, like, okay, I want to come back. What I got to do? I mean, at this
Right.
point, I'm just like, I want the paper. Let me just get the paper.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that way, now they can look at it and see, oh, okay, no more missed opportunities because I got the paper.
Right, 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 right.
As crazy as it sounds.
It is. It is. So that's where I'm at in this season too. I'm everything that I haven't set in mind to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it by any means necessary. I'm gonna do it. I don't want to keep missing out on opportunities, because shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or I'm always putting everybody before what I need done. So I've been standing my ground. I'm only doing whatever I need to do in this season, and that's it. Because I mean, I'm like, shoot, like you said, everybody wants this paper.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the degree. So my thing is everything that's holding me back. I can't allow it to continue to go forward for this
Yeah.
season.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, subscribe, and comment. Like,
yeah.
subscribe, and comment. Oh man. Yeah, missed opportunities. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep listening to Neville Goddard and see what happens here.
It's gonna get better, guys. It's gonna get better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
But yeah, check us out. Yeah, we thank you for listening and watching and supporting, even though we're not consistent.
Y'all can
Uh,
blame me for that.
it's both of us. It's not just you.
We're gonna do better.
Yeah, we will. We will. But this is Tone.
This is Trae.
You've been listening and watching the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast. We're out.
Peace.
Peace.